I'm Elena Dornheim, and I'm the module leader of Module 3 in the RIS4CIVIS project. The Module 3 within the RIS4CIVIS project focuses on the academia-business cooperation. Together with other RIS4CIVIS modules, it contributes to strengthen the competitiveness of all universities within the CIVIS Alliance, but also in the European universities landscape in general, of course. For universities being acknowledged, it is really important that they find partners for industrial cooperation, and therefore recognized innovation management, we found out, are crucial. In order to identify strengths and weaknesses, we also set up a questionnaire, and this was also necessary and helped us to identify the similarities and complementarities between all 8 CIVIS universities. So in this first phase of the benchmarking, we could map all innovation management activities, the tools, processes, strategies. And we used a certain methodology within Module 3. This was first desk research and also the setup of a questionnaire. With the questionnaire, it was a really profound research of all the activities of the key elements of innovation management. So to explain the key innovation management activities, these are innovation capabilities, innovation structures, the innovation strategy, and of course, really important, the innovation culture of each single university. And together with this questionnaire and also regular meetings together with all representatives of the 8 universities, we could also refine these first outcomes, and we could build a consensus together within these virtual meetings. And in the end, it was also possible to refine these strengths and weaknesses via a SWOT analysis, where we used different techniques, for example, brainwriting tools and brainstorming all together. And it was all the time necessary to come together and discuss these outcomes to find a common understanding of these activities in terms of innovation management. We mapped specific strengths and weaknesses in terms of the innovation management activities. For example, just to give you a few examples, certain procedures, methodologies, and also innovation measures we have identified. And also really important was the mapping of the regional innovation ecosystems, and also the knowledge transfer, the knowledge triangles, innovation strategies, and transferable skills we screened therefore. And what also came out during all this research was the importance of innovation training. So the knowledge transfer, such as entrepreneurial programs, innovation training opportunities, and also, of course, the sharing of possible trainings in between the CIVIS network, so that there is an international impact, and also information about the innovation ecosystems were collected, and we are working at the moment on this, but also more information will be available soon and shared within a folder. We call it the Library of Best Practices, where everyone contributes to, and we collect all the information of each university, since every university has different strengths and we want to learn from each other, of course. And the evaluation of the questionnaire is really interesting, since that has shown a diversity among the 8 universities in these fields of the strategy, the capability, culture, and the structures. In addition to the questionnaire, we used the virtual meetings, and there we also validated these first outcomes, and we complemented it with other techniques. And it was very important to identify the approaches and best practices of each CIVIS university, since every university has its individual status quo, its individual approach, and future plans, of course. The next steps, of course, are to build on the outcomes of the first phase, of the benchmarking phase, where we have identified the status quo. And now it is possible to do matchmakings between universities, and also to matching the universities with complementary skills in order to maximize outcomes, fix bottlenecks, and of course, build strengths. And we started this work plan in our module 3. We worked together in 2 directions, I would say. One direction is building co-lab options within all CIVIS universities. Therefore, we have, again, regular virtual meetings, and also, as I said, the library of best practices, our folder online, where we share all information. And we have planned also a innovation management handbook, where all innovation management activities are described in a very comprehensible way. About the tandem matching, which has started now, it is based on the individual approach of each university. We have small groups out of 2 universities who are collaborating together within 3 months. And it is also a matter of the availability, of course. So a lot of organization at the moment is necessary, therefore, but we are on a good way to foster this development of innovation management activities, and also build, of course, more options for third-party funding, as it was mentioned in this module by the representatives. I started my work here as a RIS4CIVIS module leader 4 months ago. And luckily, I had a lot of support of my colleagues, so that I quickly got familiar with this new position and also the tasks as a RIS4CIVIS module leader. And I really appreciate this international interdisciplinarity and working and collaborating in the RIS4CIVIS network, and also contribute to a big and long-term strategy within RIS4CIVIS, and also contribute a added value to the research and innovation dimension. In total, the collaboration went really good within the module 3, and all representatives were well open-minded and also send the information, which is sometimes really sensible in terms of innovation management, provided this information where we could work on. The challenge, of course, we had also some challenges. There was no common understanding about innovation management in the beginning, so it was necessary to define a common ground and also define innovation management terminologies, and therefore we also used our CIVIS box online in order to create a dynamic glossary where we collected all innovation management items and also found definitions. And this document, this file, it grew during this whole phase of the benchmarking. And another challenge for me was, since I'm used to innovation management activities in the industry, I have some work experience also during the last years, and there it was possible to create also physical meetings, but this was quite challenging to have virtual meetings, since you cannot show sometimes these precise processes to each other, and also innovation management tools. And sometimes you have to see the situation on site at a specific university to understand how the innovation culture is, for example, or the processes go. And this was challenging with our virtual meetings, but I think due to the reason that we created them regularly, and also all the time we prepared a presentation and visualized also processes we want to walk through, it was possible to overcome this challenge.